Summertime, and the living is easy.
When you look at old-timey photos, pretty much everybody's stone-faced. And clearly, Grammy didn't get the memo, because all the pictures of her as a little girl, she's got a smile from ear to ear. I especially love the one of her sitting on a sack of potatoes, looking like she's king of the world. And, you know, she was the complete opposite of everything that was expected from a woman back then. And I think for that, she was an incredible success. And she never fit into what society expected of her. She was a rebel till the end, and she never let the bastards get her down. She flew with her own wings.
The story of the lake is Guthrie in front of that wonderful fire there, playing Segovia on the guitar, and Ben bringing out stacks of delicious hot cakes.
After 50 years of sisterhood, sharing family, adventures, sorrows, joys, and love, you are in my heart.
The best decision. Well, I guess ultimately it was to marry Daddy, because I wouldn't be here unless I had done that. Yeah, maybe it was.
Years ago, I had met Phyllis as one of many writing students in various concentrations of eager learners. But the time I met Phyllis as the one and only Phil was the morning Perrin and I came from her apartment in Eugene to the porch on Central Boulevard, and I stepped into the arms of an amazing person and into the house of an artist, and I knew I had landed in the right family.
Next question is, name 3 things that make you happy.
First thing that comes to my mind is children. The other one is using my mind, which is still pretty good. Okay, 3 things that make me happy?
Yeah.
Okay, that one. The very existence of this lake makes me happy. I could be pinned under a bridge in an earthquake, and I think of this lake and it would give me a measure of happiness.
When we came from Korea, Tom and I flew into Seattle, flight number 10 from Tokyo. I guess I cried and screamed the entire way. Mom and Dad met us at the airport, and Mom picked me up and held me tight. From that day on, no matter what kind of prickly thorn, fiercely independent, rotten child I was, she gently held my hand and never let go, giving me the strength yet never suffocating me. She took joy in my creative life, laughed at my jokes, gave me a sweet nest when I had a broken heart. And in her last days, she slept a lot. I sat by her bed as she was sleeping, and I confessed to her all the things I needed to, going down a long list of my sins. When I finished, my mom, and she was sleeping, quietly said, "I love you, Marcia." I said back to her, "I love you, Mom."
Oh my God, though, isn't it a beautiful world? And have you ever seen a gathering of more beautiful people in your life? This gathering today just blows me away with happiness. Can't believe it's all happened. It's kind of an explosion of wonder or something.
Explosion of life.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, do you have any poems that you remember that you could recite or you could read?
Poems?
Yeah.
I told you I'm not a poet.
One of the Family Guy episodes,
For some reason I can kind of remember Okay, who in the world am I, round-headed child who drew a perfect pumpkin? What does it matter? Nobody knew how beautiful it was. In our whirling, changing world, something, anyway. But, oh, round world, oh, Daddy, I brought you both arms full.
I want to talk about Mom as a writer. She knew from the time she was a tiny child that she wanted to be a writer. She also knew that she was unusually brilliant. And then she ended up having 6 kids overall. It's hard to be a mom of that many kids alone on your own and be a writer. But she wrote so much. I have at least 8 boxes, maybe 10 boxes of her writings that still haven't been gleaned and digitized yet. But every time I open a box, I just find these wonderful essays and poems and screenplays and scripts for plays. And I just want to acknowledge her as a writer.
Why you chose to be a writer? What drew you to that?
Happiness. Yeah, I think there's nothing in the world that makes you happier than writing. If you even write something you kind of like and you think, oh wow. Well, any kind of creativity, I suppose, is really is a happy making thing. And to be free from that, to accept life, everything, accept, what people do. They're always going to do, people are going to always be screwing you, in our culture. And just to accept it all and enjoy it and enjoy life and to be enthusiastic about new things, discovering.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Marie and I are on an evolution. She is on an evolution kick. She calls me up every day and talks to me about evolution and how she thinks we are evolving. And we are.
People always talk about her joy, but Grammy was also keenly aware of pain. Her charmed life punctuated by horrors, big and small. It's horrible, horrible, she would say, about what I can't recall. Death, betrayal, addiction, depression, war. She didn't choose to not feel pain. She chose to also feel joy. Life is ugly, yes, and beautiful. Life will not be kind, yes, and kindness will find you. Life is pain, yes, and joy. And the thing about seeing someone give themselves permission to experience joy at full strength, even knowing pain, to consume joy and refract it back, is it gives us permission, loosens the lid, and releases us to look up at the wide opened arms of the star-filled night with our arms wide too.
A story. Oh, we had to write about a toy in our writing group, and I wrote about my gray velvet clown. And right now, thinking about him, the tears come to my eyes, and I can hardly stand it. Anyway, my Aunt Florence made me this. I'm sure it was very ugly because it was gray. It was velvet, made out of an old velvet coat of hers. And it was a clown. And when I got it, I was cuddling it, and I heard her talking about me and my mother, and she said, "Oh, I don't understand it. She's such a dear little thing." And I hugged my clown, and I knew that clown loved me so much, and I loved that clown so much. And we had a rule in our house that if you didn't pick up your toys, Mrs. Morgan would come clean and take them away. And so, it's too sad. I can't do it. Anyway, so I was hugging my clown on the stairs where I always sat. And they came to get me for dinner, and I propped him in the corner and told him I'd be right back. Went to and ate lunch, and when I came back, he was gone. And Mrs. Morgan had destroyed him, or taken him to her kids, as the case may be. Anyway, I screamed and cried and everything, and Mother, the whole family was adamant that because it was my fault, I would lose my clown. And then when my baby died, my sister and my mother thought it was my fault. And even my husband thought it was my fault. Everybody thought it was my fault except me, because I knew that I loved both my gray clown and my baby girl. Oh, God, that's a sad story, isn't it?
Womb of wonder. These are the words that have been popping into my head when I think about Mom. I grew inside of her, my heart near her heart. From that moment, two hearts shared one body, and she filled me with unconditional love. My entire life was created by her and her love. I feel that she will always be with me. She was my mom of wonder.
Oh, I'll tell the story of your birth, okay? It's a good idea, because I'm just having a drink right now. It's about this time of day, and I was drinking rum and tea with my friend Barbara, and Dad came home and said he was going to go to the Y. And I said, well, I've had a couple funny feelings. I think I'd like to have you drop me off at the hospital on your way, and just stay there tonight in case the baby is coming. And so he said, okay. So he dropped me off at the hospital, and I barely got up the elevator because you just decided to come. Whoa! And I didn't get to the labor room at all. I don't think I had you in the elevator, but I had you in the bed, the hospital bed when I got there. Anyway, my friend Barbara said that 1/2 hour after I was drinking tea with her, I called her up and she'd just gotten home. And I said, oh, I've got a baby, which in those days was a wonder to behold. That's what I want to do before my life is over.
Bring both arms full.
Bring both arms full. Who in the world am I, round-headed child, who drew a perfect pumpkin? What does it matter? No one knew how beautiful it was. In our whirling, swirling world. Oh gosh, I've already forgotten it. One thing that you can just watch as you grow older is the dissolution of your mind. Just going out nowhere. But oh world, oh daddy, I brought you both arms full.
That's beautiful. So what does the both arms full symbolize?
Everything you can create.
You brought everything you could create into the world.
Yeah. And it's probably about my own daddy, of wanting to bring him more than I did bring him. Yeah. Gosh, how can he say I'm not much if he looks around at this crowd?
That's right. You never could.
My beloved Aunt Phyllis, she really was the hero of my life. Just an amazing person. The first adult, the first grown-up to take me seriously, to ask me real questions, to understand exactly who I was, and to adore and celebrate me exactly as I was. You know, she showed me a smart funny, courageous woman who was not afraid to fail and to poke the bear. And I loved her with all my heart, and I know she loved me with all her heart.
Phyllis, you're in less than 1 month, you're going to be 100 years old.
I love it. I think it's too much.
Can you believe it? You made it.
What about bingo?
I'll never forget her last words. Janet, Janet, I love you very much. Are you coming? Yes, Phyllis, I'm coming.
Accept and enjoy and be enthusiastic.
Yeah.
About what you're doing, even if it is not fair. I mean, not to be always having to be fair and not always have to win, and
Right.
just to accept the way life is. It's wonderful. It's so good. Oh, I've just been to this wonderful funeral, and they were making terrible fun of their dad. And I loved it. I just wish that I could have, if I ever had a funeral, which I'm not going to have a funeral, but if I did, I would love to have you guys make fun of me.
Okay, good. I got that on recorded, so now.
Especially Guthrie. I mean, if he just devastatingly makes fun of me, and I just love it. Oh, the babies in the sink, yes. It was kind of a baptismal, dripping the water down over Andy's head. That was kind of a baptismal, wasn't it?
Yeah. Ready? See if you can catch the water.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that. Things about pumpkin. Well, we don't live with sky. We have a gray blanket over our heads all the time in the Willamette Valley. And I'm sixth generation Oregonian, and all my ancestors lived under the sky. And then my dad discovered Klamath Falls when he came on his dad's surveying crew to Klamath, and he fell in love with it. And he moved us all down to see the sky, really. The main reason, his main reason for moving down here was seeing the sky. So that's my heritage. I love the sky. And
I wanted to say one more thing about Mom. Mom, I miss you so much, and I love you so much. Every single day I think, I need to call Mom.
when we leave Lake of the Woods, it's the custom for each one of us to write something in the guest book about our visit. And Ben and I were both in a hurry. We wrote one last time we left, so we both just scribbled something. And unbeknownst to each other, we both wrote, Lake of the Woods is the home of my soul. Very true.
Very true.
I think what we are like is we are happy people. Happy. Anyway, should I repeat Tolstoy?
Oh yeah, you could read.
Tolstoy says, happy families have no history. So you're not going to get much dramatic stuff out of us, even though I love dramatic things. But that's why I write plays. But our life has not been dramatic. It's been happy.
Ever since Mom died, I've been thanking her every time I see the moon. Mom was always, oh, come out and see the moon. So all of my life, I know that if the moon is out, I need to step outside and look at it. I have time to do that much. From Mom, I learned that while looking at the moon, the thing to do is think or whisper or sing this song. I see the moon and the moon sees me. The moon sees the one that I want to see. I love the moon, and the moon loves me. The moon loves the one that I want to see.
But I don't know where joy comes from. It just comes. It's a gift.
Good.
How do you define happiness?
Whoa. What I've got right now, and increasing all my life. My mother once said to me, "It's only one thing I won't forgive you for, and that's for being happy." Okay, here goes. Here goes my revenge. I'm going to be happy from here on in, and I have been. I wish I could tell you how happy old age is. It's amazing. Because you're stripped of almost everything, when you get right down to it. Everything that you were depending on for your ego and who you were. I'm no longer the little girl who has a cabin with 2-story rock fireplace and an oak plank floor and long brown shiny hair that flows out in back of me when I drive my dad's century inboard down to the lake really fast. All that stripped away. Everything, sans everything, eyes, teeth. No, I've got teeth, I don't have eyes. Yeah. But all that remains is just the joy of every day. Of course, why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? I mean, I can't believe how blessed we've been, Ballard. It's just too much.
I will remember you. Will you remember me? Don't let your life pass you by. Weep not for the memories. I'm so tired, I can't sleep. Standing on the edge of something much too deep. It's funny how it feels so much, I cannot say a word. We are screaming inside, oh, we can't be heard. And I will remember you. Will you remember me? Don't let your life pass you by.
woods we're going. Going, 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 going. Oh, to Lake the woods we're going. 3 cheers for Lake of the Woods.